Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Soul Spark Reaction channel, where we comment on religion, philosophy, spirituality, and more. This video is called How to Know If You're Progressing on Your Spiritual Path by Dr. Robert Svoboda. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is our first video. Tell us what you think. Let's get into it.
I'm Dr. Robert. And my subject today on 5-ish Minutes with Dr. Robert is how to know if we are progressing in our spiritual practices. So, the first thing you should notice is that if you're doing a spiritual practice that is actually doing something useful for you, what should be happening is that, like anything else, it should be becoming more like second nature. There should be a certain amount of muscle memory. You should sit down in your usual place, in your usual meditative posture, and maybe with your usual incense and your usual whatever it is that you.
So right away, this guy seems knowledgeable, but he's talking about specifically, probably Hinduism, as he's talking about meditation posture, which they say it's to sit up straight, but you can lie down. It's meditation is a frame of mind, right? And it's not necessarily um, a position, though the position can help you straighten your spine and um, correct posture is really important in for the human body and the mind.
Yeah, well, I would say that I'm gonna kind of bear on the realm that he's probably not completely talking about Hinduism, though they
Okay.
do that a lot in Hinduism. I'm kind of more personally in favor of doing meditation upright because I tend to just fall asleep if I'm laying down. That's just me.
That's my scoliosis, Phil. So like,
If it hurts your
yeah,
back,
yeah, it's gonna hurt.
if you're in pain doing it, you can't meditate.
Right,
Because
exactly.
the whole point is to basically relax your mind. So
Right.
you're not gonna be able to relax your mind if you're
In
in
pain.
pain.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Maybe you're reciting something or visualizing something. The more that you do that, the more it should assist you to become more focused, for your mind to calm down, for you to go into a frame of mind that will assist you in your practice with aligning with
That's what
the
you're saying,
spirit
basically.
reality. That's the number one thing that should happen. The number two thing that should happen is that your life should become more difficult. But wait, you will say, I am doing good things. I am being a spiritual person. My life should become easier. No, that is not what should happen to you. And why should that not happen? That should not happen because you are starting to work through all the various karmas that have accumulated. My mentor, the Agori Vimalananda, used to like to say that when we talk about enlightenment, what this really means is that you are lightening yourself of the burden of the karmas that are obstructing your perspective on reality. The more lightened that becomes, the clearer things become. But to go through that, that is going to encourage the things that you have to experience. And according to Lord Saturn, you have no alternative from experiencing. You're going to start experiencing them more and more. And this is what our Guru Maharaj was notorious for. People would come to Vimalananda and say, I want to meet your Guru Maharaj. And he would say, only do that if you want your life to go to hell. Because Guru Maharaj will make sure that all of your bad karmas come out first so you can deal with them, and then you'll be better off. So be prepared for that. Do not assume that because you start reciting something or singing some bhajan or something that your life is going to become easy. It will eventually become.
He is 1000% correct in that once you start doing spiritual things, or you don't have to use that word, taking the inward journey, like what is, self-development, things start going wrong in what you would think is the worst ways, and it feels like bad luck. But I think what he's saying is really something that I believe is the problems you've always had that were hidden. Now there's a spotlight on it and it kind of comes to the surface, and it's time to deal with that. So as you move forward in life, you don't have to do that anymore. Like it doesn't handicap you in the way that it did before.
Yeah, but I don't like using these terms because everyone makes up terms for things. Basically,
Yeah.
you're killing your ego, essentially.
Mm.
Spiritual ego death, they call it. Some people will call it, but you can actually have that happen not just with meditation, just with prayer, just many different ways to
Or
go about it.
spontaneous. Yeah,
It's
could happen.
basically you're self-reflecting, essentially, is what it really comes down to. And you start to realize that you aren't the perfect little person that you thought you were. You got a lot of issues that have caused you to be in places that you might not want to be in. But when you have to face that, oh, I'm the problem, even just in psychology, I'm the problem. When you have to face that, it's
It's unnatural
it's
because it's called accountability for your actions,
yeah,
and we do not like that. Ooh, there were times I didn't like that. Yeah.
Become easier, but it will become easier in the sense that you will gain greater equanimity. You will gain an awareness of how, and this is an awareness that I have slogged my way through life to find out that it's that because I'm by nature a very irritable person. But honestly, it takes a lot of energy to be irritable. And as you make
very
spiritual
true.
progress, you realize, why should I be using energy to be irritable and to react and to do all these other things when, in fact, what I could be doing is using that same energy to keep myself in a place of equanimity. So, one of the definitions that Bhagavan Sri Krishna employs in the Bhagavad Gita for yoga is to have a condition of samatha, a condition of equanimity, no matter what's happening, no matter who you're meeting, no matter how you're interacting with. The greater you can maintain your equanimity, no matter what is happening, no matter who cuts you off on the freeway, no matter who attempts to scam you, no matter what kind of thing happens, the greater the degree of
I think in modern terms, he's talking about don't let people trigger you, which is something I hear a lot, but it is damn near impossible for you to actually be 100% good at that. I see some people like in the media that are really good at that. They don't let anything get to them. And I wonder if they're just medicated or something like that because it's a very natural thing for you to react. And sometimes reacting in the negative, I believe, is the exact correct response in that matter. So I kind of disagree with this part, but I know what he's saying.
I don't disagree. I just think it's really hard to do. My stepfather was incredibly good at this.
Oh,
Having that equanimity is the word we got to use today. It's very hard when it comes to dealing with other people. Like for me, I can't do it when I'm around people there's certain people that will just drive me nuts, and I kind of learn to push them away. And maybe it's my own fault, but I have to push them out because I'm not balanced around them. That's just how it
oh,
is.
okay. I get that.
equanimity that you can maintain, the greater you have made progress in your sadhana. In fact, it's been said that as long as you can still be thrown off your kilter, thrown off your equanimity, that means you still have things that you need to work through. And as you work through your sadhana, through your spiritual practices, this is something you will also note that you will be able to clean up a lot of the negative things in your reality and of your personality. But there will always be something that is so deeply set in you that you're going to have to keep working on it pretty much indefinitely. As that tendency becomes reduced, as you're able to avoid falling into that particular trap and only stay there less and less time, then also you will know that you're making progress. Is Dr. Robert praying that everyone makes progress in their spiritual practices?
That was pretty good. But he ended really well because he's not saying don't be like that. He's saying reduce the tendency to be like that, which is more of an attainable sort of goal for most people. Be conscious of those triggers, let's say. And by virtue of doing that, you can start reducing your, I guess, negative reactions that takes you away from equanimity, which is the word of the word of the day. Yeah.
When he says you'll be working on it indefinitely, he probably will, but I would also imagine that it becomes much easier. Kind of like when you first go to the gym, you can't stop working out if you want to stay in shape.
Yeah.
You always got to work out. It's
You
a
have to
lifestyle thing.
maintain.
It's indefinite,
It's
essentially.
as he said, yeah.
But it's a lot easier when you've done it for a while to be able to do that. And it almost becomes second nature. So yes, it's indefinite, but it becomes second nature now.
It's funny that he started off by saying that it's second nature, but it has to become a part of your practice, as opposed to there's a lot of people that would read it, but they can't apply it to themselves because it's just too hard. They don't know how to do it, or they don't have that level of, I don't know what it is, patience with themselves.
Notice how we also said in the beginning, you have your space to you meditate. You have your own little set routine that you do. That's what gives you the repetition, so to speak. That's what gives you it becomes second nature because you're doing the same little routine over and over to work on yourself. If you keep doing new routine after new routine, you're just going to be running circles.
Oh, I see. All right, thank you for watching. We'll be posting videos like this on a regular basis. Be shy about leaving a comment and giving us your own video recommendation so we can review it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.